Dem debate commission omits foreign policy, immigration, and education. I'm grade 7 and I ran across this one. And let's take a look at it. The alleged nonpartisan presidential debate debate commission decided to leave foreign policy out of the debate this week. Foreign policy is not in the debate. Right here's why. Now, it just so happens President Trump was nominated for 4 Nobel Peace Prizes as the first U.S. president in decades to not start a new war and actually work out amazing peace deals in the Middle East. They don't want to talk about foreign policy because Biden doesn't have one, and Trump seems to. It also happens that the foreign policy could bring in Biden's seemingly corrupt dealings in China, Ukraine, and elsewhere. Yeah. We won't hear about cash and gold on pallets shipped to Iran or about open borders. Nope. Because those are things that Democrats don't want to talk about. As Bob Dole said recently, the Republicans on the committee are all never Trumpers. September 15th, Trump hosts historic peace deal ceremony with Israel, the UAE, and Bahrain. On October 14th, emails showed Joe Biden met with son Hunter's Ukraine business associate. Ukraine, not Russia. Like that, they're saying Biden didn't meet with Russians. No, he met with Ukrainians. Come on. Let's get on with it. The debate commission announces foreign policy will no longer be a topic. This should be, the focus is Dem BS. Instead, they will focus on manufactured crisis of climate, race, and vague leadership and American families topics. If you're gonna talk about leadership, then you gotta talk about foreign policy. Sorry, if you're not going to talk about both, then you're not talking about leadership. That's part of the president's job, is foreign policy. And also notice how they ignored the domestic terrorism by their own groups, Antifa and BLM. No, that should be part of this American families and all of this up here, but no, they're not going to. Of course, no, they're choosing COVID because they can blame Trump, despite the fact that you look at Como and de Blasio and some of those, New York, California, and all those states that shoved COVID patients into nursing homes, and you're not going to hear much about that one. Let the campaigns choose the topics. I said the Commission on the Presidential Debates announces moderator Christine Welker, who has chosen the 6 topics for the second presidential debate next Thursday. COVID, American families, race in America, climate change, national security. Right there, I'm sorry, national security does include foreign policy. Leadership does include foreign policy. They should include foreign. If they don't include foreign policy, then this moderator and Democrats have no idea what they're talking about. I mean, these are all things that they're looking at to go after Trump, and they're hiding Biden. They're trying to help Biden as much as possible, because if they ignore foreign policy, they ignore the whole entire Ukraine and email problem. The article says, no, we won't hear the gold and cash sent to Iran or about the problems of the Iran deal. No one will hear about the open borders. And Joe will answer for nothing and just giving general feel-good answers about vague leftist pie-in-the-sky topics. Yeah, no, race in America, climate change. I'm sorry, I'm a big environmentalist, but today's cult of climate change, I don't want anything to do with them. They're not helping the environment. They just want to speak and talk. As a few people have said, no presidential debate commission ditches foreign policy focus following Hunter Biden laptop leaks. But it's not rigged, guys. Totally normal. Nothing to see here. Move along. Stop asking awkward questions, you peasants. And that's kind of how the Democrats are doing. The debate commission is just another arm of the Democratic Party at this point. Biased moderators, yes. I think the last one that was actually canceled, I think the moderator was a former Biden intern, no, someone on the Obama intern, no, something like that. And it's like, the Democrats would have had a problem if it was a Trump intern at one time. I mean, come on. Climate change has been a topic at every debate, but the last debate won't feature questions on the foreign policy or immigration or leftist rioting that Biden won't denounce. I mean, it took him a long time to even denounce it once. And that was simply because they were losing votes. Jason Miller here. Good morning to everyone except Presidential Debate Commissioner members who changed focus of final debate away from foreign policy so Joe Biden wouldn't have to answer to be compromised by the Chinese Communist Party or have to answer the Ukraine emails and supporting endless wars and sending pallets of cash to Iran. Now, what do you think about this? I mean, for me, the presidential debate, the president and foreign policy, it's a must. He is the face. Now, Democrats say time and time again that Trump is hurting us in foreign policy and all the yada, 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 and yet they're not talking foreign policy in this one. Yeah. It's only a talking point when it favors them. What do you think? My 2 cents I've given. Leave a comment, like, subscribe, and I'll see you next video.